Yeah, so today we'll be explaining color and theory that guides behind the use of color. I think we are here together. So for the color, I said number one, I'm using color wheel to explain that. While I'm also using one of the crucial platform that I use most, which is Adobe Color, to explain that, so that you get the how these colors sync and blend together. Yeah, so for the color wheel, you'll see something like you can just search down randomly in your Google. We already know that we have the primary color, which is red, yellow, blue, which is already been established from primary school, secondary school color, that when you blend your red plus blue, you always get a tone of purple color. But when you blend your red plus yellow together, you get orange color. And when you blend your blue with yellow, you get green color. Where your red, blue, and yellow is your primary color, your green, purple, and orange is your secondary color. But combination of this primary color with secondary color, we also get to what we refer to as tertiary color, which is what you can see on this platform here. So in regards to that one, we can now see from this platform, I think we'll be needing color. So by going to Adobe Color, so from Adobe Color, by just searching Adobe Color, when you get under the section from that create, you can see the color with that will relate with over here, the color that will relate over here. Though you might use this one as a precept guide personally, but most time I recommend is usually when you have access to internet, because this one give a fast track. But although when you are get used to color, you might necessarily not need this, just in some occasion when you will be needing this. So this under the color week, we have different way by which color harmonize to each other, how color blends to each other, depending on your uh the color that is serving as your main color from your design, which is serving as your primary color. However, there's one knowledge that one has to establish, that which I always emphasize, the fact that you position deep color on light color, or you position light color on deep color, not deep color on deep color or light color on light color. This is for visibility and legibility sake, so that people can read the context that you are putting on your design. For example, wisdom does not demand that you position yellow on white background. Nevertheless, when they move closer to the image, they will see what you write on it, but it will not be legible, it's not visible to read. That's why it's always advisable that, for example, now just on a neutral color for grayscale, you use black on white, meaning white is the light color, black is a deep color, or you put white on black, and that applies to other color also. So before I now go to this color wheel, let me also diversify into what we refer to as tone and shade and thing. So whenever you are adding to a pure color, whenever you are moving, you are adding white to it, definitely you are tinting it, in the sense that if you are getting I don't want to call it, probably you are adding white to it, you will be getting a white tone, not the original color, but it will be like a faded version of that main color. That's what happens to here when you're adding white to it. But when you're adding black to it, you get shade of that color, meaning that different shade. For example, now let's assume blue. When you add black to blue, you get that light blue. You get someone they call navy blue, like that, by adding the pigment of black to that color. But when you are moving from the gray of that color to the pure color, for example, now that is most of what operates on saturation. That's when you refer to as tone. So understanding of this will make you to also expatiate your level of color in terms of primary, secondary, and tertiary to broader spectrum. Meaning that you, apart from the fact that you can mix these colors that you have on the color wheel together, you can also be adding white, gray, or black to those colors to establish other format of color. And back to that one, This example of color, don't forget the fact that I said for color on Photoshop that we are using, for example, we have the RGB, which is for all screen design, like e-flyer, anything digital. We have red, green, blue, and that's what you can see here: red, green, blue. But when you form this red plus green, you get a tone of light blue over here. So that is the mixture of that one. Red plus blue will give you purple, and red plus green will give you yellow. That is the shade of what you are seeing over here. So in that combination of this, we have analogous. Analogous means relative color that are closer to each other on the color wheel spectrum. Like you can see from here, if I should move any of these, they will follow each other, meaning each of these color will blend with each other when being used. E now determine on what you want to use it for. So most of the thing that I prefer this platform using this platform for, it give you color palette. You can see, for example, now these are the color that look similar. You can see the palette over here. It gives you the color that look closely relatively to each other on the color wheel, which you can uniquely position, use all this together, and they will definitely sync together. For example, if I want to create a gradient, okay, let's try to let me just create a new layer. So with this, let's pick one of the color that we have here. So this is the color. Let me try to work with this and this to create a gradient background. So the color code of this is, okay, I'll copy that. So let's create a gradient background. Gradient color. Let's pick other basic one. Let me pick this and make it so. So I can paste the color code of hexadecimal code of this here. And I'll go for the second option here, which is, let me use this, or let me use this anyway. So if you check this spectrum of color together, they blend to each other because they are analogous to each other on the color wheel. They are closer to each other. So the spectrum of them is similar. Even if you use this second one, the green part that look greenish, if you copy this one and use that one. So let's edit this. So for each this end part, let's put this one there. You will see that they still blend together because they are on similar parts on the color wheel. So most case is used for most time design, but it will look awkward for you to now position one of the color at the background and you position the other one on it. Let's assume let me write some text over here. Let me write some text over here, and probably I now label the text that I'm putting over here with that same color. With that same color. Is it readable? There's text there, but is it readable? No. But it now depends on what purpose you are using the color for. So I can't put the light color on the light color. This will not be readable. But in blending the backgrounds together, it can be used. So what this one implies that way, you can use your analogous to form, probably you are using it to create your like a gradient background like this one that will form, or probably you are blending it together for the mixture of probably your text on one of the background. But if it's this relative color, it must be on a deep background. What I mean by that one is this. For example, now I may want to write something of this nature. Let me hide this. So I might make my background let's make it a solid color, and let's make it red. So I might use this to now put a clip on it. So this will be readable on it, depending on what I want it to do. So I can use it in this format, or probably I use to prepare the background of the design. I hope that one is clear. So that one being said, we also have another format of what we use to can relate it with over here. We have monochromatic. Monochromatic means that we are moving from the black of that color to the original color, something like the one that I explained over here, which is uh, black shade to the pure color. So that is what monochromatic is saying. You are moving from deep black of that color to the light to the main color itself, and you can see it over here. So if you move this to any of the color, that is what you experience. You can see from blue, you move to different tones of that, different shade of that blue to get to the black of it. So in most regard, uh, this can also be used. For example, when you are using a single color for all your design, which is monochrome color. So that is what you should expect now. You are using a single color, so you use the lighter shape of that the tone of that color itself in respect to the black addition of black pigment to the color. We also have triad color. Most especially, most time I used to use this triad color very often, or the second option. Let me explain the two together, which is complementary. What triads means that when you are forming a triangle on your color wheel, and anyone that beats at the angle of the triangle is color that you blend together. While the complementary color means that color that are facing each other on the color wheel. For example, now let's look at this. Let me get a tone of blue and yellow, or a tone of purple and this light green, but let's use blue. So for example, this blue now, let me copy this. Let me make it the background over here. Instead of this red, let's make it the background of that. That's the blue. And let's make the text the other color that is there. So this is visible on each other, though depending on tone of what you want. So this is blue and this is yellow. Because they are complementary to each other, the color is visible on the other one. Even if you move to another pigment of blue and you move to another hue of that color for the other one, you still have to get balance within your design for its visibility sake, because blue and yellow will complement each other. Okay, so also we have others like I think I've explained the triad, which means using a triangle format, and anyone at the angle of the triangle is the color that you make it, like you can see over here. If you move this, it will also be moving like a triangle that you want, depending on what you want. You just have to hold the one that will serve as your main color, so you can get the tone of different color that you want. Likewise, I have explained the complementary, meaning that those that are facing each other. So you can pick different color and see how they blend together. So most time this complementary color, why I like it is that I can also use it to sync between my, what's it called, my text and my background layer. So I can use it to decide that if one of it is serving as my background, the other can serve as my text color. So that is one of the things why I prefer it for. But don't forget the part of the attribute of you position light color on deep color. Even if you are using the spectrum of blue here and you are using yellow here, this must be coming, not coming from light blue. And when you are positioning yellow color on light blue, because it will not be that visible to read. Another one that you can use at this, which is split complementary, is just adding one addition to complementary color. You can try some of them. We have the compound and we have the shade, like the one I explained the other time. We're just moving from the original color to the deep part of it. But the major one that I use most especially here is my monochrome, triad, and this complementary. These three together are the main color combination that I basically used to use it. So that is not the only feature that is now have. Let's assume you have a picture from already existing image that probably you just want to simulate what has been used on it, the color that has been used on it. For example, let me use one of my design that I have over here. And, and with that, let's try to pick the color that was used for this particular one. It's just drag and drop into the stuff. So when you click drag and drop, it will bring out the color that was used on that design app for you. You can see from this color, from this one now, yellow was being used, red was used. It's also seeing a light pigment, light hue of red. It's seeing ash color, which is coming from this spiral, this star of a thing, and we are seeing black. So you can use that one to pick. For example, you don't know the color that was used on uh, the design. You can use that one to bring out the color from design, and it will even give you what the stuff was about. You can see this one is saying it's colorful. If it's bright, it will let you know. If it's muted, deep, dark, it will let you know from that one. So that's one of the attributes that this platform gives you. It helps you to extract color from already design that you want to use. Another one is you can extract gradients from it depending on what you want. For example, let me just move to this yellow. You can get different gradients from uh, that yellow. It also have this function, which is one of the functions that I relate with most. How your how one of your color blends with other one by calculating your aspect ratio, contrast ratio for those color. For example, now let's assume here I'm picking red on this white. The text color is white, or let me say the text color is yellow, and I'm picking background color to be red. You can see from this end, this white how it applies. This yellow text yellow, this water is selected for this, and you can see the way it's positioned on it. If the text is on smaller case and the text is not that big, it will not be that too visible on it. It's visible here because this is zoom out, but assuming it's being typed in that regard, it will not suit well for the purpose of what we are doing there. But if you take this one, those ones that are make bigger inside your design, what did they give it? They gave it a pass mark, and even if you are used for shape, they gave pass mark. For example, now let's now turn this one. Let's make a deep red, something on this. Ah, this is turning black already. Let's go for the red, but this time around, red that is deep red, and we are working with yellow. That one will pass every of the test because what this light red and yellow is relating with is that this is a little bit light color, and they're also passing the light color on it. But when you make one contrast deeper, making it dark compares to the other one, so they will definitely pass the test. And that's what relates the emphasis of what I said that way. You put the light color on deep color and deep color on light color. Is that self-explain? So let's choose another color. For example, let's say our text color should be blue. You can see this one is it will even be zero for all of it because this is training eyes to read. Putting deep blue on red. But let's assume I'm picking over here, I'm putting something around white, yellow, something. It will definitely pass the test because this is legibly on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's now check the complementary. Let's assume we are taking red for this. Red for this. The complementary of this will be what? Green. So for this, I'm picking green. Or let me come for light green over here. So I can move this deeper, deeper of this, so that we have a proper on deep red on the light green. can see that this one is still failing. I must get it deeper before it can sync with this. So with this now, I can go with this red on this screen for it to suit well, depending on the brand, the nature of the brand I'm designing for. So these are features that this particular website, which is Adobe Color, has in place that you can utilize. Don't forget the color wheel on how you can blend different colors together, extracting your color theme from already designed, and extracting gradients based on what any color that you select on your design, and your words, your access tools to balance your contrast ratio. So these and this, most of the time, if you have access to internet, you can quickly use that one to get your color, how you manage your colors together simultaneously.